Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone is doing well there today on this day, Thursday, April 2nd. Thank you so much for joining us again for Lead Sites Live. We are going to be talking about Facebook ads a little bit today, and definitely kind of a Q&A type session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat over here. I'll go ahead and pop my own message in there so you can see it. And yeah, so let's just kind of get right to it. So, one of the most often asked for things, when I'm talking to clients on a day-to-day basis is, basically, how do I run a Facebook ad, or what is the best way to run a Facebook ad? Just spoke with a client a little bit before this, and basically, I just want to kind of take you guys, through today, how you grab your Facebook pixel, how you would set up what we call a retargeting ad, and then just some good practices for how to actually set up the ad itself. So let's just kind of jump right into it. So Facebook retargeting is a pretty simple idea. So basically what happens is that you get traffic to your website. When somebody visits your website, what's called a cookie is installed on their browser, and then your ads will repeatedly be shown to those same people over and over again. So you're basically retargeting folks that have been, basically hit your website as a visitor at some point in time. You guys have definitely experienced this with like e-commerce sites. Maybe you were looking at a rain jacket on rei.com, and then you would see that advertisement for that jacket again and again served up for you. So it's really, really easy how to do this. So how we're going to start basically, even though that this particular little how-to ends with getting our pixel code in place, but what we're going to do is we are going to start with our pixel code. So what I've done is I've logged into Facebook here. I have in my ads dashboard, what I'm going to do, and this should look familiar to you guys if you've run a Facebook ads before. I'm going to click on the ads manager section here, and then I'm going to click on pixels. And this is going to bring up our pixel manager. And it's just going to take a second for it to load here. And we have our pixel is actually already set up already. So if I click onto my pixel, I should be able to see, all the information about it. So you can see, your engagements and your kind of views that you're getting for your actual pixel and all that good stuff like that. If we wanted to add a new data source, we would say Facebook pixel. Oh, actually, so I've already set up my pixel for this ad account. The way that we actually get it added to the website, click here on, I want to click on setup here, or rather settings here. So when you first click into this actual section, what you're going to see is the offer for you to actually copy and paste the pixel code to a web source. So I'm going to go back here to data sources. And where you do that is you go to the app section here. And you're going to take that code that Facebook provides and drop it into the Pixels app here. So I already have mine in here. Let's see if I can maybe start over fresh here and just kind of delete this pixel code. I go to details here. And then maybe I can go to setup, install pixel. Here we go. So this is what you guys are going to see when you first log into this section for the first time. You're going to see a couple options here. Basically, add code using a partner integration. We're going to skip that. We don't want to do that. And then you can either have the option to manually add the pixel code to a website or email the instructions to a developer. So if you click on manually add your pixel code, it is going to bring up right here what we call our pixel code. So basically, all you're going to have to do is click there to copy it to your clipboard. And then you're just going to paste it into the Facebook pixel field within your Pixels app. And then make sure that you click save. And then you are good to go. Of course, I've already done that. So that's why I might have skipped a step or two right there. So that is how you get that Facebook pixel over there. So once the Facebook pixel is installed on the site, that is actually that little bit of code that your website now can use to communicate with Facebook, and Facebook can tell you who is a repeat visitor to your site, things along those lines. So I'm going to go back out here into the Ads Manager dashboard. And then let's go ahead and create a new ad. And we are going to treat this like a retargeting ad. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to choose our marketing objective. You guys have probably seen this before. Lead generation is a pretty hot one. That's for setting up what we call Facebook lead ads. In our case, however, we are just going to do a traffic ad. And that's because we want to get as much traffic as possible to our squeeze page, which is going to be basically like the target of the ad, so that we can get some conversions, hopefully. So you're going to see that you have a couple options here. I'm going to call this April 2 webinar test. You're going to see that you have the option to A/B test the ad. I would recommend not doing that for anybody out there first getting into Facebook ads. And then for our budget here, we have either a daily budget or a lifetime budget. I am going to change this daily budget to just $10 a day. I don't want to accidentally spend $100 on a Facebook ad today. Now, this is where we are actually going to get our retargeting in action here. So we want to choose website. That's what we're going to do. We're going to skip the dynamic creative and offer sections. And this is where we actually want to get going here. So we have a couple options here. So you might have a saved audience that you've done in the past. Maybe you keep running the same ad over and over again. To create a retargeting campaign, we want to create a custom audience, and we want to only target website traffic. So that's only going to be people that have visited our website before. So we're going to go ahead and click Create New, and we're going to click Create Custom Audience. And it's going to bring up this list of options here. So you can click, so if we hover over website, we're going to see create an audience of your website visitors. Use data captured by your Facebook pixel to reach people who took specific actions, such as adding to a cart. In our case, that's going to be, our specific action is going to be anybody that maybe had visited our website. Same thing for customer list. You can do app activity, create an audience of people who launched your app or game or took a specific action while using it. But because we're going to do a website, that's what we're going to do here. So you can also do Facebook as sources. So you can do a custom audience for just people who have liked or interacted with your Facebook page, which is kind of cool. Or also your Instagram business profile. So if you have a really poppin' Instagram page and you just post goofy content and you have a lot of people that follow it, you can create a custom audience that's the same as the people that interact with your Instagram. And by interacting, Facebook means like people that like posts, they might search for you, they might like things or look at stuff. So there's a bunch of different options here. Now, a lot of real estate agents do not necessarily have very active Instagram business accounts. So, that's totally fine. So if we go to the website here, this is what we're going to use. So we want to create an audience of your website visitors. Use data captured by your Facebook pixel to reach people who took specific actions, such as adding to a cart. In our event, that's going to be, the specific action is going to be anybody that visited the website. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring up a new pop-up. And this is where we make our criteria here. So I want to add people to my audience. So I want to include people who meet any of the following criteria. So what we can do is we can say all website visitors within the past 30 days. You can also do all people who have visited a specific web page. So if you have a web page about a specific area, I was talking to a gentleman in Vancouver right before this. We were talking about Kitsilano in particular, which is a neighborhood in Vancouver. So, your URL, you can say contains or does not contain or is equal to a specific thing. So if he had, so say the URL was equal to /Kitsal, let me make sure I spell this right, Solano-homes-for-sale. Then you would really only be targeting folks that have come to your website and visited that page. Now that's a really hyper-specific ad. So in some cases that would be a good idea. Say for example, you were running an advertisement. You had spent 2 weeks, really pumping numbers up and getting visitorship up for an Instafarm page that you had made for a specific area, and you didn't have any lead capture attached to it, and you were just getting folks to visit it to it. And then you got, 10,000 visitors over the course of a month. Now what you could do is you could run an ad to the same 10,000 people, But now maybe we're gonna, use the lead lock feature, for example, to lock it down, so that we want to, actually have them exposed to a landing page. So you can take those people that you've marketed to before, and maybe you just have them, or if you say contains blog, that means anybody that had visited and read your blogs would be marketed to. So there's a lot of options here. For us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do all website visitors in the past 30 days. You can include more people. So if you want to also include, these are, the different events that you have, within the actual options, but, these are the two big ones that you want to do. What this says is this option includes everyone who visited your website. If you have multiple websites, selecting this option will include people who visited any of your websites. So, that is any of the websites that might have your Facebook pixel. I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to name this audience just website visitors. And then down below that, we're going to go ahead and create audience. And my custom audience was created. It may take a few minutes for us to finish matching your customers to people on Facebook. We'll notify you when this process is finished. You can also check the status in Audience Manager. So our next, so I'm just go ahead and click done there. So we're going to see here that I now am using the custom audience website visitors. You're going to see this thing right here, potential reach unavailable. That's because Facebook is still calculating exactly what we're looking for here. So we're going to leave that for now. That could take a little bit just for that to be calculated. So we're just going to move forward with the actual ad placement itself. So see if we have any questions. None so far. So that's basically the long and short of how to set up a retargeting campaign. So now we're only going to be, so this, for example, was our example that we had here. So only folks that went to the blog in the last 45 days, things like that. So now that we have our audience picked out, it's going to be all visitors to the website. We are going to go ahead and create an ad. Here to continue. And I'm going to just go ahead and let's pull up. We're just going to go here for this home buyer's guide. Bad boy here. Now this is where we use the ad manager from. So identity is obviously going to be, how you actually select it here. And then if you want an Instagram account, you can add that there as well. I'm going to go ahead and do single image or video for this ad type. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in my URL to get the process started. And we're going to see over here, we're going to get a preview. Boom. So, we have a couple things that we can now edit within this ad itself. So we always think it's a good idea to be editing your headline and kind of getting things changed up. Now, this is a fun picture. I always think it's a good idea to be running a Facebook ad with something that's not goofy necessarily, but just like a little bit more engaging. It's fun. It doesn't necessarily look like, it's not just a picture of a home. I think a picture of a house is one of the worst things you can have on a Facebook ad that's about real estate because it's just completely saturated with that type of content. This is a home buyer's guide that we're promoting. So let's get a little bit goofy with it. So for our headline, let's change that to, home buying got you swamped, something like that. And then we can also fix our description here. Now, little inside baseball, a good thing that you can do when you're setting up Facebook ads is get some emojis in there. So here, I'm actually just opening up my iMessage program here so I can copy some emojis over. So now there isn't an emoji keyboard within the Facebook ads dashboard, but we can, kind of get some emojis in here. So we're just going to kind of paste them in here. No time to figure out buying. Actually, no, I'm going to put this, sorry, I'm going to put this in the primary text. And then I am going to find, let's do like a thumbs up emoji or something like that. You know, something like that. Some questions. Are you stressed out? And then maybe I can find like a thumbs up or something along those lines. And there we go. Got a thumbs up. You know, we can help, something like that. Or I can help. And this seems kind of goofy, but putting emojis in an ad is a good idea. It is going to get you a little bit more clicks and a little bit more interactivity. And it's just something that's a good thing. So, you know, this I think is not a bad looking ad. You know, so you've got a couple emojis, you know, you've got like your call to action there. You know, do you have time to figure out buying? Are you stressed out about it? We can help, you know, so it's like you're offering yourself up as a resource for folks that might need a little bit of help with home buying. And then we have our home buying got you swamped. Of course, what we can do here is we can kind of preview what it's going to look like. We can see what it would look like on a desktop news feed. Your description, we can change that to let Chris help you today. All it takes is a few minutes. This can also be edited. Let's see what this would look like as an instant article. Pop a video in there too if you want. But this to me looks good. We've got, you know, a nice looking ad. We got some emojis on there. It's a little bit different than a typical real estate ad because it's not just like a house and information along those lines, but I think it's good. So remember, we set this up as a retargeting ad. So we are only sending this out to folks that have visited the website before. So, you know, we can be a little casual. We can say, let Chris help you out today. You know, this up here is connected just to Christopher Tenarowitz, just as a general page, but you might have it be, you know, your website name.com. You know, maybe you have something snappy for, you know, your particular thing. The gentleman I was talking to today up in Vancouver, Kit Solano is referred to shorthand as Kits, and his website is We Love Kits, Kits, which I think is fantastic. It's not just, you know, BarrySloanRealEstate.com or something along those lines. You know, it's just a little bit different, a little bit friendlier. So I would recommend, of course, in your primary text, popping in some emojis, getting a couple lines in there. Your call to action can be changed too. You know, we can say contact us. For this one, I would actually say download because our squeeze page is going to be a download for a PDF. Our pixel is set up, so we're good to go. This one says this ad can't contain profanity, harassment, or references to your audience's personal characteristics. So let's go back up here. Home buying got you swamped. I think that that might be just a little bit of a safe, you know, kind of regard. You know, we don't have anything that's basically a do or a don't, you know, within this particular ad. So if I wanted to get that going, I would just boom, click confirm and be running the ad. This is only going to be shown to folks that have visited our website before because we did it as a retargeting ad, and I think it looks great. So, you know, those would be my recommendations to you guys during this time, would be to investigate retargeting ads, get your Facebook pixel installed on your website, and just try a few out. You know, run a PDF download type thing, maybe run a you know, an ad for a particular neighborhood, and then in your primary text, you can include links to all your different Instafarm pages too. So you can put links in here as well. You don't have to just have it be text. So even though this, if somebody clicks anywhere on this, they're going to be linked out to the link that we gave that home buyer's guide URL. You know, you can also include links within the text as well. So definitely just kind of a quick crash course on Facebook ads and how to get those things run. But if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and pop them in the chat. I'll be in here for a little bit. And yeah, I think Facebook retargeting is the best way that you can, you know, kind of approach running a Facebook ad at this time. And if we don't have any questions, that's totally okay. We're going to go ahead and wrap up today's session. If you guys want to join us tomorrow, we're going to be doing a general hangout and just kind of talking about, anything that comes to mind and during this, particular, kind of uneasy time. So thanks so much for joining us today, guys, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.